Hello, folks. So, in this video, I want to talk about food, specifically about having a cook, your own cook in your house versus, say, buying from outside, right? I mean, a few months ago, if you had asked me, I would be like, say, in November or say October or whatever, anytime before December 2023, I would have been like, say no to outside food, totally like extremely into home food. But then now I moved out from my place, which is Chennai, where my family lives, to another place, and I live alone now, and I don't have the time or the skills to cook. Skills in the sense that I can't cook fast. I can cook some basic things, very basic things, and I can learn, of course. But I don't have the time to spend time for learning to cook. I could manage my time and learn, but yeah, I mean, for now, I'm just depending on outside food. So, and most people, say my friends, the people I know, they recommend having a home cook, getting into a house. So currently, I live in a hostel now, and I eat sometimes hostel food, sometimes outside food. Like most times, outside food these days. But basically, everything is considered outside food if it's not like your own house, right? Like even hostel food or whatever, or office food. I eat at office also at times. So yeah, I mean, let's look at the differences, right? Like home food. So before December 2023, I used to eat home food only. So my mom used to cook a lot of vegetables. So I'm a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian. I eat meat now. It's a choice for me. It's nothing like, hey, I'm religious. I'm not really. I'm not religious. I'm not really into all of that. So I am because of my religion, I won't eat meat and stuff like that. I'm not into that, and I'm really not into so much into thinking about killing animals and whatnot. I haven't thought much into that, so I haven't formed an opinion much over that. So as of now, I'm like okay with eating meat. So and it gives me protein, so I eat meat. But before December 2023, I was like completely vegetarian. I used to eat egg at times. That's all. So my mom used to make usual vegetables like carrot, beans, lady's finger, drumstick, cauliflower, cabbage, what else? Beetroot, and then a few more. But the usual, it was mostly the same stuff again and again, and a lot of potatoes, and there are some more names that I don't know the English names of. I just know the Tamil names like kovaka and whatnot. For example, I've never eaten bitter gourd, which is called pavaka in Tamil, or many other kinds of vegetables that I can actually find in here. I'm in Bangalore now, and I'm in basically Karnataka, and there are a lot of vegetables that are popular in say Karnataka, I guess, or available. I don't know. I've not seen them really in the stores of Chennai. Names like kundri, I don't know if there's a. I mean, I don't know the English name, and if there's Tamil name, there must be. I just don't know. And there are a lot of variants of different same vegetables also. For example, in brinjal, there are so many variants. I've seen those in Tamil Nadu and Chennai. But anyways, my mom didn't cook all of them, right? So she did make a lot of vegetables, but it was the same stuff again and again. A lot of carrots, let's say, and all stuff. But then I've come to realize that it's good to actually eat different kinds of food, different stuff, so that you can get the nutrients from all of them. Though you just need nutrients, I mean, like vitamins, minerals, and fiber and all, and you can get the same nutrient from various sources. So it's not like there's only one source, and or like or there's just a few set of sources and you have to eat from all of them, but you can just eat from one of them also. But then I think it's just nice and interesting to explore different kinds of vegetables and food. Vegetables, fruits. For example, I had never eaten much of like things like, say, butterfruit. I still haven't eaten butterfruit properly yet. Or say, I mean, dragon fruit. Yeah, I've eaten recently more. Many kinds of fruits that I've not even tried or heard of, right? So if it's available in India, accessible, then and affordable, then I would like to actually try it out. So coming out of my house, I've come to realize that wait, I can actually try out all these kinds of food. One thing I can do is like, of course, start cooking. Say on weekends I can try Saturday, Sundays, but on weekdays it's going to be hard. because I mean, as of now, I'm slow in cooking, so it will take practice and time and effort to practice and become faster in cooking, which will take some time. So till then, like say on weekends, I'll have to just spend time and learn. As of now, I'm just trying to look at surviving as of now. I'll move on to thriving soon. So and cooking, yes, but it's not easy to cook because sometimes I'm not hungry, so I wouldn't cook. But then I have to actually plan in reality, so that before I get hungry, I cook and get it done. Because if I'm hungry, it's going to be really hard to cook. Because with hunger, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's not so bad usually my hunger these days. But I've been in cases where in hunger I've just cried and all. So cried or gotten emotional and like picked up fight with my mom and all that. When she's trying to criticize me and whatnot when I'm trying to cook whatever, right? Or like a lot of scrutiny when I cook sometimes because it's her kitchen and not mine. Anyways, yeah, I mean, coming out of my house, I've come to realize, okay, there are different kinds of food, and yeah, I mean, it's okay to eat at say outside, assuming that you trust that they are cooking well. But of course, like many things, food is a very preferential thing according to me. Especially food is a very preferential thing. Some people will require more salt, some people require less salt, some people will require very hot food to be served like and immediately consumed than like very cold or like mildly cold food also they won't eat. For example, dosa is a popular dish in Tamil Nadu. Many people don't like dosa if it's cold, that's all. Like if it's not hot, that's all. Even room temperature and whatnot, they wouldn't eat it, right? So in my case, I'm not even eating dosas these days. I've eaten enough dosas the whole of my life. I'm done with dosas. I've eaten enough of dosas and rice. I'm like kind of done, especially with white rice. I'm done. I want to eat other stuff now, and I don't want to fill up my stomach with rice, which can be a bit of a heavy and satiating food. Even same for full dose. It has nutrients, it has carbs and whatnot, but it is satiating and it can be very filling. And I want to fill my stomach with other stuff. There's only so much space in my stomach, so yeah. Anyways, so and in my house, in my mom's house, like she's like, come on, eat some rice, and but yeah, I've been able to say no, fortunately, and try to eat less rice and more of other stuff. So coming out now, eating outside, eating at PG, like my hostel, eating at office, I've come to some realizations like, yeah, it's a good idea to move to a house, rent a house. It will take some more money, but I think it's fine, it's worth it. I still haven't found a house, but hiring a cook, I've actually never hired anyone. Like my mom has hired maids to do cleaning and all, but never a cook. And my sister, for example, has a cook, I think, because she works and sometimes she cooks, other times she has a cook, and she has 2 kids, so it's hard to manage things in the house with work and kids and whatnot. 2 small kids, very small kids. So yeah. So now in my case, getting a house, managing a house is one thing, and then getting a cook, finding a cook, first of all, finding a cook and hiring them is not going to be easy. And then of course it's important to form a good relationship with the cook. And no matter what, they're still humans. They're just one person that I'm going to hire, and I'm going to be like, hey, can you please cook food for me? And in return I pay you and keep you happy and pay you what you ask for, and I give you the vegetables and fruits and whatever you need to make the food and ingredients and all. The thing is, most probably I'll have to buy it. I think it's okay. I can go and buy every week or so. I can buy, and every 1 or 2 days I can buy vegetables and all. Give it to her, or if she is interested in buying, or if I'm okay with her buying and whatnot, then let her buy and whatnot, or let her or him buy. But then the next thing is, of course, tell my preferences, like I don't want like salt at all. In which case, I won't even buy salt, yes, or very so less salt. Ensure that the things that I need less of, I buy less of. Like oil, I need less, so I'll just buy less liters of oil. Say half a liter instead of a liter, and like say 2-3 grams of say salt or whatever, or less things in case I need less of them, and tell that like, hey, I don't need too much of this. And then of course, I've been advised to eat meat and eat protein and like to be healthy, and like also to build muscle when I start working out and all. So in which case I'll be going out and buying meat, checking out the meat and whatnot, and I'll be asking the cook to make meat. I don't know if they'll be comfortable making meat, and also that's one thing. And then I need to find someone who knows to make, say, general food in general, like Indian food, especially say South Indian, North Indian. That's enough for me. Someone who can make rotis a bit, and I don't need rice, I don't need dosa, idli and all that. I don't want them, so I just need vegetables and whatnot. So someone who knows to make some proper healthy food and not just like tasty food that is unhealthy, right? So all this I have to ensure that it is taken care of. But of course my preferences will be taken care of. Even then, there are people, like any human being, they can also have issues, be sick and whatnot. They might take leaves, they might have festivals to go to, events to go to, functions to go to, and there are general government holidays and whatnot for festivals and whatnot. They'll want to just take off that day and go meet family and whatnot. They'll want to have their own time like any other person, right? I honestly think cooking and all should just be delegated to say a robot or something, and then just be given to them, and then like some AI robot whatever, and that can, you teach the thing to do it, and then it just does it. Then force people to do it. Unless and until people want to work, let them just not cook. It's not necessary for them, but that's still a very futuristic thing. A lot of people laugh at me when I say robots should do the cleaning, cooking and whatnot, like many of the things, and humans should just do what they want to do, and they can then choose to do cleaning, cooking, whatever they want anyways. So the cooks will take leave and whatnot. So what do I do on those days, right? So it's tricky. Maybe on those days alone I can order food, but that's the thing with like ordering food and whatnot, right? Like in software there's this term called high availability or reliability or fault tolerance, right? Like wherein in software there's servers and all that. When one server crashes or doesn't work properly or dies or whatever, right, or has a issue or whatever, another server takes its place, and there are many other servers to take its place. So if I order from some company, let's say Zomato every day, which has their own like thing, it's not a separate restaurant that Zomato brokers with. Probably they do have some vendors and all, but they have their own sort of chefs and whatnot who take care of some things and whatnot, and they'll have multiple people making the food. If one person goes off on a day, let's say for some festival and whatnot, it's not going to be like everyone is going to take their day off. It's going to be a very rare case if everyone's going to take a day off because they're sick, because something like COVID can happen and whatnot, but other extreme cases, but very rarely that's going to happen, right? So then I can rely on some services like that. But of course, if I go for outside food, then my preferences may not be met. For example, it shouldn't be oily, or it should have less salt. I don't want the cutlery and things like that. Like, for example, I don't use the cutlery at all that Zomato gives me. But there's no way for me to tell actually I don't want cutlery. In the case of Zomato every day, at least I can't see it. But one thing to notice, by default they give it, because if they don't, and the customer might just complain and they'll have to take care of that complaint then, but they use bots now, however, for support. But anyways, they wouldn't want to annoy a customer just because they didn't give cutlery by default, so they just give it by default, I guess. And it's easier to just always give it than look at preferences and see if they don't want it, don't give it. If they didn't say anything, give it, and things like that. It's very easier to just follow the same thing for everyone. Anyways, but preferences may not be met, but if you can compromise a bit over here and there, it's fine, and you trust that food is healthy and your health is fine, I think it's fine. So of course there's also things like people told me, hey, it's very costly to actually order outside food. Like when you order food out from outside, it's going to be like way costlier. Say for example, my friend was saying per day per meal, if you spend anything more than 100, it's just costly. Even I was thinking like that, and then my mom said something like, she was like, see dude, like just eat what you want, just eat what you like, it's food. And if you think about it, even I was just wondering, see, food is like a very important thing. It gives you energy, it keeps you healthy and all that. It's very important for you to just live. If you really don't want to spend money on food, then what are you spending your money on? What else are you spending your money on? And why won't you spend your money on food? Why do you consider food to be something that you don't want to spend much money on? Like the quality of food, the quality of ingredients used and whatnot. So they were like, home food is cheaper, just hire a cook for some amount of money, say, I don't know, 5k, 10k, whatever. Because if you pay, one of my colleagues was like, if you pay 200 bucks per meal, 3 meals, that's like 600 bucks, and that's like 18k per month. And it looks like a big amount of money. Yes, it can be as good as a house rent. I pay less rent for my hostel, but then the other thing is this, like I said, it's food. I would be willing to pay even more and rather focus on actually getting more income. And because I'll put this as a separate probably video also, and like spending money on food is basically just investing in yourself, because food is something that you're eating and that helps you keep your health, your physical health, mental health, emotional health very well. You are what you eat is what I believe in. So if you're not willing to spend on food, then what are you willing to spend on? Like, I mean, food is like investment for me, like similar to say investing money in say stock market or whatever. And investing in my health, investing in myself basically. So why wouldn't I invest in myself, right? If I'm willing to put money in say insurance, medical insurance, health insurance, term insurance, whatever, life insurance, whatever you want to call it, like there are different ones, like when you die versus when you are very sick and hospitalized and whatnot, right? So medical insurance, health insurance, and then term insurance and all. If you're willing to put money there, say for medical insurance when you get sick, why wouldn't you put money on food which will help you ensure that you're not sick? Assuming you put money on good food, healthy food, right? So why wouldn't you invest in yourself, in your health? Is something to ask yourself. So yeah, I mean, I'm okay with outside food. I currently order every day from Zomato, every day, which is on Zomato. And if I think about it, it's pretty great. Like it's hassle free, and I like it, and I trust that they make good food. Let's see how it goes. And like I don't have to worry about ingredients, how good the taste is actually pretty good. Is it worth it and whatnot? I think it's worth it. Like I still sometimes wonder, it's only 20 bucks to actually do the delivery. They have of course subscriptions to reduce that to 0 in case you order for more than some amount of money, some 150, and the distance is more than 10 kilometers or something like that. Something is there, or within 10 kilometers or something, I forgot. But yeah, I mean, I'm like, 20 bucks to do delivery is actually very less amount, because the people who are actually doing the delivery, they're actually spending a lot of time. So it's not just the distance that they drive, they actually spend a lot of time. First of all, they go to the restaurant or the place where the food is there, and then they come to your place. In my case, it takes at least like some 5 to 10 minutes, or sometimes even 15-20 minutes to even just travel from there to here, and then they wait in your destination a bit, call you up, and then you can go and get it. But now Zomato every day shows proper progress in time, and also in terms of location. They show where the driver is so that you can actually quickly go and get it. Or they just show the time. Previously they weren't showing the time, they're just saying arriving shortly and whatnot, or arriving, that's all. and that shortly would mean anything, but nowadays that shortly just means almost 2 minutes or so, 1 minute. But other than that, like I think that $20 for the delivery is pretty cheap. And then taxes, of course, taxes is there in everything, right? Like they have some $5 or something platform fee for Zomato. They said it's for running their own services and all, which is basically their servers, paying up their employees and all that. And then so tax on that platform fee, no tax on the delivery fee. I don't know why. And then the and then the tax on the food, which is 5%, I think, and then tax on the platform fee, which is 18%, which comes around to some. Each of my meal is around usually 100 or $150. The food itself, along with $20, delivery is like 120 or $170, depending on what I order. So let's just say 170, and then usually 5 rupees platform fee, 175, and then usually 8 rupees or something for the the tax, the goods and services tax, GST, around 183 or 181 something, because they don't put 100 instead they put 99, they don't put 150 instead they put 149, so around 185 rupees per meal or whatever. And I think it's pretty okay. So rather than like me finding a cook, like hiring a cook, ensuring they come every day, it's not going to be easy. And they are humans. It's unrealistic to expect them to come every day, unless you have multiple cooks who will actually take turns if they want. But again, hard. A company can take care of this whole high availability thing that I said in terms of like software. If one person goes up, there's another person to take care of the thing, and they have shifts probably and whatnot to take care of the thing that no one has to overwork. You have shifts, so one person will work say some 5 days or whatever, another person will work some other 5 days or 6 days, right? Like depending on how much hours they want to work, and they'll just ensure that they keep switching, shifting, similar to how safety guards, security guards work and whatnot, right? So what else? So availability is taking care of, ingredients and whatnot, cooking the food, and then like hot food and whatnot, and variety, it's fine. I'm fine with the same kind of food as long as it's healthy. As of now, I'm fine with it. I eat more of meat these days, not much of vegetables. I'm trying to actually just get raw vegetables and eat it, like carrots usually these days. I'm looking at how I can actually get more vegetables and eat in a more balanced way. That's something that I'll be trying out soon. But for now, I'm trying to keep it simple, which is just order it off and eat and not think too much. Because finding a house, finding a cook, telling them what and all to do, and then giving them the ingredients and whatnot, and keeping the ingredients stocked up and whatnot is a different ball game. So for now, I'm just like going with outside food, living in Mangalore. So I actually plan to create a channel for living in Mangalore and talking about how that's going for me, and like what and all things I'm doing. For example, using Zomato every day, how it's going for me, and how it's working out for me. Yeah. So that's all I had for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.